Hello everyone. Suppose you have one sales data set containing multiple columns like order ID, date, product ID and other transaction detail. Now along with this you also have one another data set which is the product data. This data set contains product ID, product name and category column. Now imagine you want to summarize the data like category wise total sales amount or even product wise total sales. You have sales data in one table and product detail in another table, but directly generating insight from these two separate tables not possible, right? Because both the data set are not connected yet, and this is very common real life scenario. In most companies data comes from multiple tables, sales data from one system, product data from another system, and connecting all these table manually using VLOOKUP, index match or complex formula can be time consuming and difficult to manage. So here comes the real solution. We need to connect both these data set, and the common column available in both the table is product ID. As you can observe, product ID is present in both the data set, and with the help of Power Pivot, we can build the relationship between these two tables. Shocking, right? But yes, it's very powerful. Once the relationship is created, we can easily summarize the data like category wise total sales, and not just that, we can also generate product wise total sales, and all this is possible just by using Power Pivot. Yes, Power Pivot is an extremely powerful tool, and this is exactly how real business data analysis is done in companies. If you are struggling with this kind of data, then in this video I am going to explain Power Pivot step by step in very simple way. I am Shakti Sharma, you are watching V Excellent. Now let's get started. Now, before we build the relationship between the table, first you need to understand the data. So, on the screen, I have opened one Excel file. This Excel file consists of two sheets, sales and product. Now, look at here, guys. Inside the sales sheet, I have taken one sales data set having multiple columns such as order ID. Next, we have the date column, product ID, state, ship mode, segment, quantity sold, rate, and sales. So, first you need to understand the data. I hope you understood, right? Now moving to the product, I have taken here product data, which consists of three columns only. First we have the product ID column, product name and category. Now look here guys, if I go to sales data set, this sales data set consists of product ID column. In the same way, the product data also have product ID column. Mean this product ID column is common in both the table, in the sales data as well as product data. Now, if you observe carefully, this product ID column have product name and category. So basically, inside this product data, the product IDs are unique. Mean there is no repetition of the product ID. If you observe carefully, inside the sales dataset, the product IDs are repeated. PD110 is repeated. Look here. In the same way, PD115115 is repeated. In the same way, PD117 means inside the sales dataset, the product IDs are repeated. But if you go to the product data, the product IDs are not repeated. Means the product ID column consists of unique product ID. In the same way, these are the product name as well as category. So look here, you need to understand the data. Now you may be thinking why I didn't take in the product name and category inside the sales data. Let me tell you. Let's suppose if I added the product name and category inside the sales data set, what will happen? The sales data size will increase. So basically, in order to decrease the sales data size, what I have done, I have created one product table which consists of unique record. Means instead of repeating the product name and category inside the sales data set, I have created one product table where you can observe these are the product ID which are the unique product IDs where we have the product name and category. Means the product name and category are not repeated in the sales data set. Now let's suppose if I want to find the category wise total sales amount, it is not possible if we create the pivot table. Now what you need to do is with the help of Power Pivot, you need to build the relationship between both the table. Means with the help of product ID common column, we need to create the relationship between the sales table as well as product table. Are you guys excited to see how we can build a relationship between the table with the help of Power Pivot? Then do like this video, subscribe to my channel and write in the comment section Power Pivot. Now let's see practically how we can build a relationship. the first important step is you need to convert this data into table. So as you know already, if you don't know, let me tell you. First you need to select the data. If you want to select the data, press Ctrl A on keyboard. The data will be selected. Now go to Insert tab. Now under Insert tab there is one option which is table. Either you can go with this option or you can use one shortcut key. Press Ctrl T on keyboard. Now you will get one dialog box. Where is the data for your table? The data range is selected. Now you need to check this option which is very important. My table has a header. Now look at here guys. I have selected this data range, right? So inside this data range, this is a column heading. I hope it is visible. Now I have included the column heading. So you need to check this option which is very important. My table has header. Now let's click on OK. Wow, look at here. Now our data is converted into table. Now the first important step is you need to change the table name. This is very important. Now from here you can change the table name. If you observe carefully, the table design is activated, where you can find this option which is table name. So instead of table 1, I will take it as sales. So look here guys, I have given the table name as sales. Now click anywhere. Now the table name is given. In the same way you need to repeat for this product data. Press Ctrl T on keyboard, you will get the dialog box. Click OK. Now it is converted into table. Now give the table name in the same way. Let me show you guys. Look at here. Now instead of table name, instead of table 2, I will give the table name as product. Right. Now I have converted this data into table. As you can observe, this is a sales table and this is a product table. Now let's see practically how we can build a relationship. Now you need to activate the Power Pivot tab in Excel. As you can observe, there is no Power Pivot, right? Now what you can do is just to go to File. Now click on Option. So once you click, you will get one dialog box. Now click on Add-in. Now look here, this is very important, Add-in. Now under this add-in there is one option. Look at here guys. Now this is Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel, which is present in COM add-in. So what you need to do is simply click on this option. Now click on COM add-in. Now you will get one dialog box. Now inside this COM add-in, you need to check this option which is very important. Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel. Now you need to click OK. Now look at here guys. Once you click OK, the Power Pivot tab will be activated, where you can find several options are available, such as data model, calculation, tables, relationship and setting. Now in this way you can activate the Power Pivot. Now what you need to do is first you need to create the pivot table. Now I think you know already how to create the pivot table. First you need to select the data, click on Insert tab. Now there is one option, first option, which is pivot table. Either you can click on this pivot table or you can use one shortcut key. Now let me show you. The shortcut key is press Alt NVT on keyboard. You will get the dialog box, right? If you want to learn pivot table from basics to advanced level, I have already uploaded one video. The link is given in the description. You can check it out. Now look at here guys, this is very important. The data range is selected, which is the sales table. Now I need to create the pivot table in the new worksheet. I will check this option. Now this option is very important. Choose whether you want to analyze multiple table. Yes, we need to build the relationship between the table. Now you need to click on this option which is add this data to the data model. Now once you add, now click on OK. Look here guys. Now the pivot table will be created in new sheet. This is a pivot table, right? Now let me adjust my camera. If you observe carefully inside the pivot table field, you will get only the sales table, where you can observe these are all the columns of the sales table. Now we need to build the relationship between sales table and product table, right? So what you can do is simply click on this all option available. Now look here, I will explain each and everything step by step. You need to practice along with me. Just by watching the video, you will not become expert. You need to practice. Now look here, I will click on all. Now if you observe carefully, you will get two tables, which are product table and sales table. Now let me expand the product table and sales table. Now look at here guys. The product table have 3 columns. The sales table have multiple columns, right? Now let's suppose we will create the pivot table. What I will do, I will simply drag the state. Look here, I will take the state inside the row. Now you will get the state, right? In the same way, I will drag the sales inside the value. Now look here, you will get the state wise total sales amount. Now what I will do, instead of state, I will just remove the state. Now I will pick up any one of the column from the other table, which is a product table. I will take the category and drop inside the row. If you observe carefully inside this pivot table, the sum of sales for each category is same, which is a grand total, but it is not correct. In the same way, you will get one warning, which is relationship between table must be needed. Means you need to create the relationship, then only you will get the accurate result. I hope you understood, right? Now what you can do is either you can click on this option which is auto detect, or you can click on this create. Now let me show you what is the use of this. Now look here guys, inside the sales data, this is a product ID column, right? Now if you observe carefully, the product ID column spelling is product space ID. Now moving to the product data, this is the product ID, means both the column headings are same. Now what you can do is, what Excel will do, it will automatically detect it, means both the table may have different column name. So what you can do is you can simply click on this option create. Now you will get one dialog box to create the relationship. Now look at here guys, pick the table and column you want to use for the relationship. So basically you need to build the relationship. Now the first table I will select the sales table. Now look here, I will select the sales table. Now from here I will select the column. The common column between both the table is product ID, right? You need to simply click on this option. Now you need to select the related table. The related table is product table. Now look here guys, automatically it will detect the column which is the product ID column. When the product ID column is common in both the table. Now you need to simply click on OK. So once you click on OK, wow, look at here guys. This is the power of pivot table. Now you will get the category wise sum of sales amount which is accurate, right? So basically previously it was showing sum of sales amount for each category which was total, grand total. If you guys want to see the relationship between sales table and product table, how the relationship is established, now you need to click on Power Pivot tab. Now there is one first option which is data model. You need to click on this manage. So once you click, the Power Pivot window will be open. So look here, this is the Power Pivot for Excel. Now you need to check this option which is diagram view. So first let me show you. If you observe carefully, this is the sales sheet and next we have the product sheet, right? Where you can observe this data is available. Now you need to click on this option which is diagram view, from where you can see the data model. So once I click on diagram view, now look at here guys, you will get both the table which is the sales table and product table. Now look here, if you want to expand this table, you can simply expand in this way. Now first let me adjust my camera so that the screen will be visible. Now if you observe carefully inside the sales table, these are all the columns available, right? In the same way, the product table contains 3 columns. Now this is one to many relationship. Look here guys, we have built a relationship between both the table which is one to many. Now simply you need to bring your cursor. If you observe carefully, this is the product ID and product ID, right? Means we have built a relationship between both the table and the common column is product ID column. If you observe carefully, it is one to many relationship. So basically it is known as cardinality, where you can observe product ID is the common column between both the table. Now let me explain you in detail what is the meaning of one to many. In technical language, we call the sales table as a fact table or data table, and this product table is known as dimension table. Why? Because if you observe carefully, it is one and it is many. So basically whenever if you see one, so it is known as dimension table. Wherever if you see many, it is known as fact table or dimension table. If you want to edit the relationship, it is very simple. Right click, click on edit relationship. Now you will get one table. Let me show you. It will ask select table and column that relate to one another. First one is sales table. Next we have the product table. And if you observe carefully, the product ID is common column between both the table, right? If you want to change the relationship in this way, you can simply change it. So right now we will click on product ID only, because product ID is the common column between both the table. I hope you understood, right? Now let me cancel this. Now let me adjust the camera. Look here guys. Now I have taken the category wise total sales amount, right? In the same way, I will drag the quantity inside the value. In this pivot table, you will get category wise sum of sales and sum of quantity. Now let's suppose I want to find the average for each category. It is very simple. If you do in this way, equal to sum of sales divided by sum of quantity. So basically whenever if you are creating the pivot table, you will see this formula which is get pivot data, which is very important formula. Now once I click enter, you will get the average, right? In the same way, if I double click on this, but you will not get the average proper. Look here guys, the average is not proper. So what you can do is, let me delete it, Ctrl Z. Now if you want to find the average for each category, we will take help of DAX formulas which are measured. Now let me show you. Look here guys, I will right click on the sales table. So once I right click, you will see this is the measure, right? So basically I will add one new measure. Now look here, you will get one dialog box. This is the table name sales. I will give the measure name as average. I will simply take it as average, AVERAGE, average. Now give the formula equal to, you need to take here sum of sales. Look here guys, you will get the sum of sales, right? Just you need to double click on this. Now you will get the sum of sales divided by, you need to divide it by sum of quantity. Simply double click on this. Now this is very simple formula. Now let me show you what is the power of this formula. Now from here we will select the category. I will click on number. This is decimal. I will give the 2 decimal. Now I will use 1000 separator, which is comma. Now once you click OK, look at here guys. Now inside the sales table, the new measure is created, which is the average. Now what you can do is, you can simply drag the average inside this value. Wow, look at here guys, you will get the average for each category. Now I will remove the sales from the pivot table, remove quantity. Now if you notice carefully, you will get the category wise average. So basically after removing the sales as well as quantity also, the average value is not changing. Why it is not changing? I have created one measure, right? The measure is average. So basically what actually the measure will do, it will do only the aggregation such as sum, average, mean, max. So this is the use of measure. Now if you go to sales table, no column is created. In the same way, product table, no column is created. So basically the measures are dynamic calculation. It will not occupy any space inside the data. It will run only when you are using it. I hope you understood, right? So in this video, we have seen how we can build the relationship between the table with the help of Power Pivot. If you have any query, do write in the comment section. And thank you everyone for watching this video. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.